That's such a weird thing. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so we'll come back. Oh, and the comments disappeared too? I don't know. So we're back. I don't care. I don't care if it doubles up. We're still in the middle of it. So we're back live again, I think. You know, I went back live. It's so weird. I don't know why. I don't know why it cuts off. So if you're watching this one, I guess this is part 2. Whatever. I wonder if it'd be different if I just streamed straight to YouTube and didn't split the stream. I don't know why it cut off. Anyway, drop your questions. Just drop questions. We're just jumping right back in. I don't know why it went out. Like everything's fine. All of a sudden I see like because I have the whole stream. I have the whole the bandwidth statistics. So literally the bandwidth, like I'm watching the stats, all of a sudden just goes like this. And now we're fine. It doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure why it would cut out like that, but whatever. So there's great places, Kashina, online. There's great stuff. There's Butcher Box. There's all these Greenland. I think there's a lot of great places online for everyone can drop that in the comments. Where do you order your grass-fed beef from? Because it really depends. It doesn't matter where I get it. It's where you get it. You get it locally. A lot of butchers have it. Whole Foods can have it. There's a lot of great places online. I'm actually curious as to where you all get your grass-fed beef from. Papa, have you received phone calls? I don't do phone calls. I don't do phone calls on Swole text. If you call that number, you're not going to get through to me. It's Comcast. They suck. They fucking blow. Oh, shit. I'm just getting a bunch of texts coming in. Hold on a second. Call Bright House? What's that? I wonder if it's because too many people, private farms and Butcher Box. Is Swole Chat back on? Swole Chat never left. The chat doesn't leave. Moink Box is the one I'm using for grass-fed beef. There's the Swole Chat, the chat doesn't stop. Just the video stream. No, you just have to reload it or something. Oh, is it a new link? Maybe it's a new link to a video. Oh, is Swole Chat? Am I showing up in Swole TV or no? It might be a new link to a new video. That could be the problem. If you're on Swole, if you're on it not showing up. Hold on, I'll have to fix this. Just give me a second. I don't know why it cut off. It's so fucking stupid. We're on a roll too. Ugh, why does it do that? It makes sense that it would be cut off. Am I showing up? Am I showing up in Swole TV? Let me know if I'm showing up. I should be showing up. Kim, I'm showing up for you. All right, just refresh the page. All right, so I don't have to redo the code or anything. All right, cool. Let's see here. Just reload it. It should be there because I didn't. It's a standard stream key. All right, so drop some questions below. You'll relaunch the page. All right, cool. All right. Sheesh. The fuck was that all about? Like, why would it cuts out and now it's just fine? Nothing happened. It's just totally fucking fine. No problems. Everything gets cut off, but all of a sudden now it's just great. No problems. We're good. We're fucking great. Like, why would that even cut out? Doesn't even make any sense. I need some more coffee. I need some more coffee to make up for that nonsense. Fucking bullshit. Let's see. So today, no Swole fam section. We'll go right to the Swole card. I wanted to do more questions today. So we're gonna be wrapping up here soon. Anyway, I almost cut it off after the internet cut out, but it's episode 1500. So I'm gonna bounce back. It happens sometimes. Yesterday it happened too. So I wonder if it's like some kind of a thing. It looks like rainy out. It's all like gray skies and shit. So maybe it's getting funky out there. Papa's got one of those lazy Sundays going on, right, baby girl? Right, mama? There we go. Look at you. Look at you looking sexy like a snack. Ooh. Let's see. Scrolling. Comcast trying to slow the gains. They can't. They can try. They can try, but not successful. Not successful. Let's see. Katie Ladder. Hey, Papa, I injured my hip before COVID, and my rugby training goes back today. Any recommendations on hip stretches? Yeah, do some yoga. Everyone's always asking, what hip stretch should I do? Let me just tell you a name. Yeah, you should do this one that puts your leg. Yeah, do yoga. You're an X. You got access to the yoga studio. Do the hip flows. And it depends on what your hip injury was. I mean, you shouldn't be necessarily. You got to make sure that you're activating your glutes. You're doing glute activation. There's tons of great hip stretches. This next phase, now that we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, Katie. So here's the thing, actually, Katie, tomorrow during the accountability meeting, this is one of the things I want to talk about, because now that Scorched Earth is wrapping up, I mentioned this during last week's meeting, that the focus of content is going to be shifting inside X in terms of, okay, now we're going to, remember I was mentioning the master classes. Remember I was mentioning going into other types of content and people dropping in the comments which things they want to see more of inside X. So that's going to be something where we could do more master classes, like a hip master class, things that maybe go over certain things that I personally like, or certain Swolga classes that it depends on how many of those we'll have coming up, because the summer is hot as fucking hell. We'll see what I can do for more stuff like that. But a lot of the content coming up will be shifting around more towards that kind of stuff. So I want to take a lot of requests and do a lot of polls and things and see what you all want more of inside X. So it's just hard for me to be like, oh yeah, do this stretch. It's worthless just me saying it, but yoga, the hip flows, the yin for hips, there's some great hip stretches, but it's just not something I can explain verbally. How to avoid going to extremes like Stephanie. Why do you keep bringing up Stephanie? What does she have to do with anything? Not everyone can get abs, but some will go the unhealthy route for it. Well, I mean, for women, it's not really the healthiest thing for females. It's a very low percentage of body fat. But also keep this in mind that just because someone has abs doesn't mean they have a lower body fat percentage than you, because not everyone stores all their fat in the same way. So some people might look leaner overall, but have a higher body fat percentage than someone who doesn't look quite as lean because they're storing it in different places. So it depends. Do you want just to see abs? Is that the goal? Everyone's really obsessed with seeing fucking lines around the stomach. Just because you don't have visible abs doesn't mean you are unhealthy. Just more people tend to store there because of cortisol levels, and that's on the torso near the organs. That's where the body will tend to store fat. So most people have fat there, but it's not the be all end all of you being healthy or that kind of thing. You avoid going to the extremes by not going to the extremes. That's the simplest answer. You answer your own question. Don't fucking do hardcore dieting and try to look like a rail. She certainly didn't have to binge eat for a year to fix it. That was just a kind of a bullshit excuse. Got some good views. It definitely is not necessary to eat excessively and eat like shit to fix herself, but whatever. Most people can't tease out what people do for views versus what's really necessary. And a lot of fitness people, of course, with the titles and with the content, it's about getting views. So it has to be exciting. It has to be clickbait. Every thumbnail is designed to get you to click. That's what the thumbnail is. That's the whole point. So the title has to be catchy. The thumbnail has to be sharp. Then it has to be like, ooh, enticing. That's why you always see like, wow, I ate this in a day. And everyone's like, I do it too. You got to get people to click. It's human nature. Even if you know it's coming, even if you know it's clickbait, you still click it. And it's not really clickbait. Clickbait is if you have like a naked or a half naked girl in the thumbnail and your video is about cars. That's clickbait. Making an enticing thumbnail It's clickbait in the sense that you want someone to click on it, but it's not clickbait in the sense of it being a bad thing. You want clickbait. You just want contextual clickbait. Thank you, Malka. I appreciate it. Congratulations on 15 hundo. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. He's back. Yay. Yeah. Let's see here. Are you aware of the face fuckers that fuck themselves with extremely spicy food? I'm sure people fuck themselves with all sorts of things. I mean, it depends on what website you go to, but you can see people fuck faces with a lot of objects. Check out OnlyFans. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. I am aware. I signed up, bought the coach, heard from, who are we talking about? Bought the coach, heard from her once, meal plan never changed, the same every week. Bought the coach. What's up, Tony? Tony HF. Bought what coach? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? The beard and nips are clickbait. Hey, you're not wrong. Why wouldn't you click on it? Why wouldn't you click on the beard and the nips? It's hard not to. It's hard not to. Why wouldn't you? Let's see here. Birdie, maybe. Possibly. I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what will cause leaky gut for you, but speaking of meat, I love pork, but isn't grain a major part of swine feed? For certain swine, sure. I mean, you can get pastured pork. It's different. Can too much bacon, ham, sausage, pork chops? What you're starting to talk about depends on the quality. Some of these things are very, very processed. So you can definitely get healthier and more quality pork belly and bacon, unprocessed, pastured, heritage breed pork that's not, pumped full of sugar, not filled with tons of nitrates and shit like that. I mean, pork is generally, like, I don't eat pork aside from bacon. It's just general. I just prefer beef. I just prefer beef. So I don't know if you eat a ton of that. Let's see here. Oh, you're saying V-Shred? Oh, well, you bought something from V-Shred. That's why. I get it. I get it. Let me see here. Oh, God, why would you? Haley, I followed Moki Baby on Snapchat just to see the shit she eats and gets great inspiration to not eat fast food ever again. Gross. Gross. Agreed, Optic Trap. I feel the difference between high quality bacon and cheap bacon. Oh, you can taste it. It's the same way as tasting grass-fed beef and grain-fed beef. It's night and day. If you have a real quality cut of steak that's 100% grass-fed, you can taste the difference because there is a difference. You're eating a sick, dying animal versus an animal that was fed what it was supposed to eat. If you look at a human that's eating good food, a human being, you look at a human that's eating good food, and that human is going to look much better than a human that's eating shit food. Look at a person that eats tons of fucking fast food and garbage. They look like shit. It's the same thing like a cow that's eating grain and corn and soy. They get fat and they're about to die, and they get killed before they fucking will die naturally. They're about to die. Like, that's what grain-fed beef is. These are cows that are force-fed shit food that gets them fatter quicker, and they're killed maybe months before they would die anyway. You're eating a sick animal. You want a sick animal? You want to eat a sick fucking animal? I don't think so. That's why people that eat sick animals get sick, because you're eating a sick fucking animal. There you go. 100%. I never liked beef before, and when I first tried grass-fed, I loved it, Haley. Yep. A lot of people will say that they don't like beef, or I don't eat beef, or no, I stay away from beef. I'm like, are you staying away from good beef, or are you staying away from, like, shit beef? Everyone's like, no, I cut out red meat. Like, what kind of, like, why? Why? Like shitty A lot of people avoid meat in a good way, like they're avoiding shit meat, but they don't understand the difference between grass-fed beef and shit quality grain-fed meat. So people avoid beef as if it's the enemy. It's not. Trust me, it ain't. It's fucking delicious. It's the fucking tits. Kashina, do you use any seasoning on your meat other than sea salt? No, actually, I don't. So for the steak, I would just, I rinse it off in water like briefly, and then I'll pat it dry, put some Celtic sea salt on it, let it sit for a little bit, some beef tallow in the pan, and make sure it's no longer mooing. I still like it to have a name though. And that's it. And then I put some more grass-fed butter on it and some Celtic sea salt on top, and then I eat it, and that's all it needs. I don't put anything else on it. Just Celtic sea salt and grass-fed butter. Will, there's an E. coli recall on some ground grass-fed beef? Grass-fed ground beef from some farms in New Jersey. Right now from Walmart, Target. Well, there you go right there. Be careful buying your fucking grass-fed beef from mass-produced or mass distributions. I'm always skeptical. Most of those places, they say, or most of like when you say Target or Walmart, it'll say grass-fed, but it's not grass-finished. Anytime you look at grass-fed beef and it's like, oh, $4 or $5 a pound, pause and think. Because a lot of times it's not grass finished, which is much different than 100% grass fed beef. And who knows? Like, I mean, here's the real honest truth. If you don't go to the farm and you don't know firsthand with any product, you're taking it based on faith. You're taking it based on trust. So I guess you have to ask yourself, how much do you trust these big companies to be completely transparent? And that's just the truth. Like anywhere you order, even if you order from Butcher Box, I mean, are you there? Right? I'm just saying in general, it's like, are you there? Are you seeing it? Are you analyzing it yourself? Would you know what to look for if you're actually there? Unless you're in the woods hunting yourself, you really don't know exactly what's going on. But I will tell you that there's a huge difference. You can tell a huge difference. And if you don't know where to order grass-fed beef, just go online and type it in. There's a fucking ton of places to order from. There's a ton. People always ask. It's like, fucking Google it and see which one works best for you, because some places don't ship everywhere. Some places have better pricing, different requirements. Sometimes you can also look at co-ops. There are places that you can buy. You have to buy a minimum, perhaps, or you have to have your order in by a certain date because they do certain dates for slaughter and stuff like that. There's different places all over the country. There's so many places out there. It's much more popular now. There are a lot of these online, going right to consumer, because it's, when you think about it, why do you need to create a deal with a supermarket? Why do you need to be in Walmart or Target? You don't go direct to customer. A lot of these, a lot of the problems with the food, with COVID and everything like that, with all the restaurants shutting down, a lot of those big distribution centers for grain-fed beef and shit like that, people weren't around to order all the meat that they were doing. So a lot of this stuff was wasted. But these little smaller farms that do grass-fed beef that goes straight to consumers and customers, they were hurting too, but they stayed open because people were still ordering food. You can't go to a restaurant to get your food, which is good for most people, but you can't necessarily go to your supermarket because the major distribution centers maybe aren't taking in as much food because they're closed or they ran out because of the rush to supermarkets and stuff. So if you go directly to the source or as close as you can, your food supply is more stable. And of course, if you're hunting, I would love to go hunting. I would love to do hunting. That's something I would totally do, but it's expensive. I mean, you have to have skills. You can't just like go out there with like a fucking 9mm and go hunting like deer and shit. So I didn't grow up hunting, but it's something that I would totally do. It's a great way to get your own fucking food. It's a great play. It's a great way to know where your food came from, to get a healthy animal, to earn your food like a fucking human being, like an actual animal, because we're animals too. It's a beautiful thing. Vegans don't like to think about that, but it's That's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. But I don't agree with factory farming and everything. Like, I'm against that too. You all know that. I think the way the food system works, I mean, this is what I make videos about every day. The food system and the food corporate it's a fucking disgusting mess. It's terrible in this country. No question about it. It's terrible. So that needs to change. And it can change as people won't change. They're addicted to that shit. People are addicted to that fucking shit. Yeah, for sure. The yolks on pastured eggs are so creamy and orange. It's amazing. If you have chickens and if you have chickens, it's hard to go back. We had chickens when I was growing up, and man, fuck, it's so good. It's so good. How do you like your steak with a personality? Glenn, how should I deal with sugar cravings? Well, I mean, there's a lot of habits. Build small habits. Get that shit out of your fucking face. I would personally do more fat in my diet, get some better sleep, drink more water, exercise, and set better boundaries. It's hard if you have other people in your house that are bringing that shit in, but you deal with it by replacing it with other things and other activities and other focus points and really wanting to improve your life. And it's all habits. It's all habits. What's your environment? Are you going places with people that you're not, in other words, don't depend on willpower. That's not going to work. You can't just go and do everything you normally did and, I'll just resist it. That's not going to work. Doesn't work like that. My grass-fed steak for one here in California is about $20. For what kind? Like a ribeye steak? Dun, 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 dun. Do I eat corn? No. It always cracks me up when people fucking eat grass-fed beef and then they eat popcorn. It's like, you do realize that you're spending money on grass-fed beef and then you're eating popcorn. Like, that's the whole fucking point. Popcorn's a snack. It's like, you're eating corn. Like, why would you just... It's like, never mind. There you go. Bison's good too. What about chicken? Pasture-raised chicken. I don't eat chicken personally. Grass-fed beef is just more beneficial in my experience. And I just don't crave chicken at all. Like, there's not a single day that goes by that I don't want that I just don't want a steak. Not a single fucking day. Not a single day is it like, oh, I don't want a steak today. It's like, no, it's time to eat. It's time for me to have a fucking steak. That's just how I operate. I've never felt that with chicken. I've eaten low quality chicken before, when I was bulking back in the day, and man, I got nasty acid reflux. I just don't crave chicken at all. I don't feel value from it. I like fatty cuts of beef. California grass-fed beef is expensive. Like in the supermarkets? Really? I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if it was just distribution. Because of the quarantines and stuff. Yeah, Papa's fucking out. That beach is done. She's donezo. It's time for me to get a pump on. I'm going to do my evening pump. I got an evening pump coming up. We're going to wrap this ship up. Let's see here. The word caption on Papa's screen comes up bigger and clearer on Swole TV. The word caption. That doesn't make sense. If you're in Swole TV, it's still streaming through YouTube. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on over there when you Swole TV peeps. The plague really fucked up a lot of things. Yeah, well, we're going to find out. Everyone thinks it's over. I don't think it's over. I think people are just focused on other bullshit. I think people are just focused on other distractions, and we're going to find out. I'm skeptical. I'm watching. I am fucking watching. So many people are just not paying attention. So many people aren't paying attention. They're just going with the emotions. It's terrible. It's terrible. People are just completely out of their fucking mind. Such ignorance. Such ignorance across the board. And it's tough because most people just don't, they're never going to want to know. They don't look at actual facts with everything that's going on. People don't look at the facts. People will rather, I don't know. I can't even, but I am in my own bubble in a sense. Like I'm just focused. I'm just focused on what I'm doing, and we're all focused on what we're doing with the 7 pillars and with Swolenormous X and the Swole fam and everything. So we're all focused. I don't know. Like I'm letting everything else just run its course. I don't worry myself about everything else that's going on because a lot of other people are dealing with that. They're handling it. They're fucking running around. They're freaking out. They're, misinterpreting things. Let people do what they do. They don't need my help. Stay out of it. Sadly, I think the wave will hit when my job goes back. I will say, like, one thing that I'm worried about is that let's say COVID and people have it. Let's say a lot of people have it already, but the immune systems are strong enough to keep it at bay. What happens around flu season when everyone's immune system dips is the virus that everyone has that we're okay with right now. Let's say I have it. Let's say most of us have it, but our immune systems are okay. And it's not as deadly for us or as destructive. What happens when the status quo of our immune systems dip in the winter? Is that going to become more active and then cause fucking havoc because of the flu season? Like after this coming year, then I'll be a lot more like, okay. Like I don't think I'm not confident in anything until after next year. And it's not to say that shit's going to hit the fucking fan and that's going to happen, but that's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm concerned with, that the winter is going to come around and everyone got back on their heels. No one really prepared. Everyone thought like, blah, blah, blah. And then bam. And then it really rips through because everyone's in the streets right now. Everyone's going back to work. Things are opening back up. Fine. I do think things should open back up. I think people should make their own fucking decisions. I think they should have been making their own decisions for a while. If you want to go back to work, if you want to open your business, fine. I mean, people don't have to go. Like, let people decide. Let people decide whether or not they want to stay inside. Hey, if I want to go, I'll go. If not, I don't have to. It's my choice. But I think you should allow people to make money, allow people to have your jobs, and then it's your choice as a human being whether or not you want to go back. I don't think that's anything, mind-bending. But, we'll see what happens. If it was like a zombie apocalypse and it was killing one out of every 2 people, I mean, that's some serious shit. Stay the fuck inside. But it's obviously not the case, so we're going to see what happens. Governor in Oregon suspended opening further after a spike in cases this week. Businesses were set to open, then got slapped across the cheek. See, that's not that I don't agree with that. Like, it's going to spike. Like it's going to spike because there's more people interacting. It's going to spike. It's going to go back up. The question is it going to go back up as high as it was before? I think that was pretty much understood that it's going to go up. That's how it works. You can't avoid any kind of increase. It's going to increase because it's the fucking odds. If you know anything about chemistry, it's like the more molecules that are bouncing around and hitting each other, the more reactions. That's why you heat things up. That's why you heat up reactions. Because when you add energy to a system, it's going to make the molecules move faster and you'll have more fucking. That's why when you you're doing chemistry and you drop little things in, you fucking mix the test tube up, you mix it up so you can fucking hit the molecules together so you get your reactions faster. It's weird. It's weird. It's going to happen. You can't avoid a spike, even if it was perfect. Hey, we crushed it. And everyone goes back. It's going to go up again. It's going to go up. It has to. It's just statistics. It's common sense. Oh, I forgot. damn it, Papa. How dare I talk about common sense? How dare I talk about common sense? I apologize, fam. I apologize. I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk about common sense. I forgot. Yeah. I don't care about bars, but I'm craving that gym pump. We're all craving that gym pump. I mean, I'm pretty good here, but it'd be nice to go back to the gym. I will just say I'm not going to go back to the gym and wear a mask. Like, I'll wait. I'm not going back to the gym if I have to wear a mask. Fuck that shit. No chance. Papa, do you remember? Yeah, I remember. It was like 3 months ago. We postponed SwoleCon and COVID-19 happened. That was something like faith to not do it this year. Now when I think about it, it's like, damn, that was perfect timing. It was. I mean, even if it was, I mean, it would have been canceled regardless. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't even know about next year. We'll see what happens. That's what I'm saying. It's like, can't even plan that because who the fuck knows what's going to happen in the winter? I don't know. We're going to see. But I think it's definitely time. Like, now that we know, okay, here's what happened to this point, we have to see what's going to happen. We have to allow people to fucking live and we have to observe and adjust. Do you eat wild caught seafood? I would. I just don't. I mean, that was one of the few things I would go out to eat. That's one of the few things that I ever do to go out to eat would be sushi or like crab legs or something like that. Mama Swolio, we both love sushi. I'm not going to make it at home. And crab legs and stuff. I'll go and we get like crab legs and oysters and stuff like that. But that was before the quarantine and shit. Like, literally, if I'm gonna go anywhere to eat, I'm not gonna go and get a steak. I'll make that at home. So if I go out to eat, it's certain things, and it's certain things I'm not gonna make at home. Like, I'm not gonna do crab legs. I'm not gonna do oysters and shit, like raw oysters. Like, where am I just gonna where am I gonna get those and just have them at home? It's not the same. So I'll go someplace and we'll do that. Or sushi. I'm not gonna do that shit myself. So, you got to figure out what works best for you and what makes you feel good, what makes you feel like if it doesn't fuck you up. You figure out what works best for your body over the course of time. I like salmon too. I just haven't bought any recently. Like, if I usually leave that open to Mama Swolio. If she makes it or she wants to do that, it's like, okay, I'll eat some, but I want a steak first. I want my steak first. I'll have that as a dessert. Let's see here. All right. Sushi is not so tasty after the elimination diet. Really? Why is it not so tasty? I love oysters. I like sushi too. Well, like I said, one of the few things I have, I mean, like, I don't mind white rice. White rice is pretty fine for my body. I don't really have any issues. I don't really see much benefit from it. But sometimes some meals I just feel like white rice, but mostly if it's sweet potatoes, that's when I'll really feel the benefit of carbohydrates. But we need 100% black and white episode. I don't know about that. Why? Why need 100%? Like this? Is that what you want? What if it was all black and white? I don't know. Should we just do all black and white from now on? It's all black and white, so fancy. Yeah, but then you miss the stars and stripes. You can go super saturated. How about that? Hey. Look at me. I'm the president of the United States. Holy shit, I got a promotion. Too soon? More black and white? Ah, come on. We get black and white. Boom. Boom. There you go. What's up? That's good enough. Mix it up a little bit. Something exciting. I don't know about all black and white. Trump Swolio, orange. Let's not get up. Be careful. Yeah. You know what's an unfortunate thing? What's an unfortunate thing is that probably wearing this fucking bandana and having the flags and shit. You know what the problem with this is? Now the fucking flag is looked at by some people, and I know it's looked at by some people as like antagonistic, which is fucking weird. You know, people don't understand. You don't understand. This doesn't represent the presidency. This doesn't represent a movement. This represents the fucking country. It's so stupid. People are so fucking bent. People get so fucking bent over ignorant fucking shit. Ignorant fucking shit. At least it's not a Confederate flag. Most people don't even know what the fucking Confederate flag looks like. 99.9% of the people that are raging about that shit are raging about the wrong fucking flag, which is embarrassing. Which is embarrassing. All right? A lot of people do not know what the fucking Confederate flag actually looks like. So anyway, that being said, I know what I'm about. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want on this podcast. And I usually don't talk about politics, Ren, but I will if I want to. So let that be known too. Let that be known. No, we don't talk about that. I'm over it. I'm just saying it because someone mentioned in the comments earlier, I think they were blocked. I would have, but I wasn't available to do it quick enough. Don't forget what you're watching. You're watching my fucking show. You're watching my shit. Daddy goes wherever daddy wants to go. I'm offended by your beard. It makes mine look bad. Yeah, I'm just fucking with everyone. I love you all. It is getting ridiculous. Well, this is nothing different. We'll bring it back to the fat acceptance bullshit. It's the same type of thing. It's the same type of thing. You know what's interesting? I don't say it's interesting. You know what sucks? You know what sucks? The real problems with what we always talk about with fat acceptance, with obesity, those problems have gotten worse. And I'll end it with this. Those problems have gotten worse. People have been inside. People have been without money. People have had less access to food. People are more depressed. People are on more drugs and medication. And people are still dying from obesity. Doesn't matter if it's politics. Doesn't matter what movement's going on. Doesn't matter if it's an election year. Obesity is getting worse. Obesity is perpetual. Like every single day, right? Every single day of the lockdown, every single day, literally this entire fucking year, for decades, every single day, people are dying from obesity. People are dying from obesity every fucking day. That's never changed. If anything, it's getting worse. No one talks about it. It's not in the current sphere. It's not in the political realm. It's not trending on fucking TikTok or Instagram. I love you, Ren. I'm just fucking with you. I'm glad you're here. Obesity hasn't changed. No one's fucking talking about it because it's not trending. There's no good hashtags for obesity. Yo, no one's talking. People are talking about it less. People are talking about it less. It's fucking worse. And people are dying from that every day. Everyone's worried about fucking a few fucking people. The issues in this country, people are worried about a few instances. Okay? I know everyone wants systemic change and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is the best that this fucking country, this is the best the world has ever fucking been. We have so many fucking positive things and everyone's focusing on a couple negative fucking things. We can always do better. We can always do better with everything. We can always do better. But no one is talking about the things that can actually be improved right now. You want systemic change? What about big food? What about big pharma? What about obesity? What about it? What about it? What about that change? No one cares about that. No one wants to talk about changing the fucking diets. No one wants to talk about exercising. No one wants to talk about taking personal responsibility. No one wants that kind of change. We don't want that kind of change. We don't want to eat better. Whoa, 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 whoa. I have to actually move. I have to actually exercise. Holy shit. Oh my God. We can't do that. I don't want to actually put in effort. Oh, my goodness. I don't want that kind of change. I can't, there's no good hashtag for that. I can't post about that. That's not trending right now. That's not cool. That's not in. I don't see fucking celebrity videos about obesity. Virtue signaling fucks. I don't see any of that shit. I don't see anyone talking about obesity. I don't see anyone talking about who you push back against fat acceptance. You push back about fat acceptance and you got shit on in 2018 and 2019. You got shit the fuck on if you talked out against that. People are promoting obesity. Fat positivity. God, Jesus Christ. It's the opposite. People are promoting obesity. As if we need any help, as if we need fat acceptance. We don't need fat acceptance. It's already here. We need the opposite. There's too much fat. Is this like, does no one else, I know you all, but like, is anyone else like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's so eager to change things now. And I'm not saying there's not problems. I'm talking about a society problem, but I'm not talking about what the news is talking about, right? Yeah, exactly, Shiloh. No one's marching in the streets about obesity. No one's marching in the streets about diabetes. No one's marching in the streets about fucking cancer. No one's marching in the streets about fast food. No one's marching in the streets about exercising more. No one's marching in the streets about meditation. No one's marching in the streets about fucking yoga. It sounds weird when you say it. That's the problem. It sounds fucking weird. Where's the war on big food? Where's the war on pharmaceutical companies? And the crazy thing is, those are things that we can actually change. We can actually improve our lives by actually taking fucking action today. You can make change today. And hey, look, I think things need to improve in this country like anyone else. What else is new? We need to improve. We're doing better all the time. It's better than it was in the 1830s. It's better than it was in the 1940s. It's better than it was in the 1960s. Hey, it's better than it was in 1980. Isn't it? Is it so much worse? No, it's so much fucking better. It's so much fucking better than it was 50 years ago. Why are we acting like the world is fucking falling apart right now? Why are we acting like everything is fucking terrible right now? Do you want to go back 100 years? I don't get it. I don't get why everyone is just losing their fucking mind. And that's not to say that things can't improve, but it's so fucking weird. We're avoiding the shit that we should actually be focusing on. How can we improve? How can we improve society from a political standpoint? How can we improve society from a social standpoint? How can we improve if we're sick? How can we improve if we're dying? How can we improve? How can we improve if we are not in the right state of mind because we're fucking ourselves with pure sugar? How? Like, we're not eating real food. We're eye fucking ourselves nonstop. Nonstop. It's just like the intro. I don't know if I haven't watched it in forever. Robot Chicken. Remember the chicken has his fucking eyes peeled fucking open, just flashing. You're just blasting yourself with fucking shit nonstop. We're literally just pumping ourselves full of drugs. Of course we're going to lose our fucking mind. Shit's better than it ever has been. It's not perfect and we can do better. but we're not focusing on, like, we could have been focusing on this shit forever, but we never were. Like this, like we have problems that never go away. People have been eating shit for the past fucking 100 years. No one really, there's no real fucking shift. There's no real fucking shift. There's a lot of things that we can change, a lot of things we can improve, but it's just it's disappointing how food and nutrition and health just completely get ignored all the time. All the time. All the time. And everything that's going on with the quarantines and stuff, it made it worse. It made it worse, but no one's going to talk about that. It's just going to make it worse and we're going to move on. It's going to make it worse and we're just going to move on. So now we just fast tracked how sick and unhealthy people are. And then now we're in June and we're just sicker. We ramped up. We turned up the heat on this fucking shitstorm of health or lack thereof. Just fucked ourselves up more. Just fucked ourselves up more. And just to reiterate, oh, D2H, go fuck yourself. Give me a break. Is that how you really heard? Come on, you've been following me for a while. Is that really what you fucking heard? Jesus fucking Christ. Are you serious? Choosing to eat a Big Mac is a little fucking different than police brutality? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you serious? That's what you heard from what I said? That's what you took? Really? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You hear what you want to hear. Did you hear what I said? Now, for someone that's followed me for a while, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. You didn't listen to a damn fucking word that I said. Of course it's different. Of course it's different. Of course it's different. What am I saying, that it doesn't matter? You didn't hear a damn fucking thing. You didn't hear a damn thing. That's embarrassing. That's what you took from what I was saying. I'm not talking about police brutality. I'm talking about how no matter what is going on, people are continuing to ignore health, as they always have. It's very different. No shit. No shit. I'm really grateful for your attention. I'm really grateful to be here, but I'm very disappointed in your comprehension of what I said. The last thing that I'm saying, I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying that, no, I'm not saying that fucking police brutality. There's always, I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying, like, of all the social issues that have never been addressed, no one's still talking about the fucking problem that perpetuates. And think about this, and stick around for this, D2. How can we think clearly about anything, about any issue, when we are just inundated with drugs? When I say drugs, I'm talking about pharmaceutical drugs. Shit food, which it might as well be drugs. If you think a Big Gulp isn't a fucking drug, that's pure fucking sugar. Like, this is fundamental. Fundamental. There are a lot of issues. And not just that, social media is an issue. Because there's no fucking way that any of us should be aware and be processing all these issues nonstop. Our brains are not designed to handle all this shit, and we're overloaded. People are drugged up with food and literal drugs. And then we're kept inside in cages. Okay? So you're talking about people that are pumped full of drugs, real drugs, food, that aren't exercising already. They're not mentally stable at all. And then scared out of their minds with a virus, kept inside for months, money taken away, stress added. Yeah, Talk about a recipe for fucking disaster. Talk about something that's going to fucking explode. There is no surprise that shit's going down like this. There's no fucking shock. People were already protesting before that incident. They were protesting about the lockdown. People were already fed up. It's just gasoline on a fire. Okay? It's gasoline on a fucking fire. But aside from all of that, the underpinning from everything, people are just fundamental. They don't give a fuck about health. No one's ever talked about actually exercising. No one's ever talked about eating fucking healthy and taking care. No one who's talked about meditation. What professional in the news ever talked about meditation and decreasing stress and exercise and health and stuff when all this shit went down? A few people. It's like, Jesus Christ. What I'm saying is you got to focus on what you can control. All right? And no one is. Everyone's getting wrapped up in these global fucking issues. You're a person in your town. You got to focus on your shit. Hey, if you want to survive, if you want to be a part of the fucking cog, you just want to get run over just emotionally, then do it. Everyone else is. Sorry, pass. I'm not succumbing to that shit. I'm not succumbing to the emotions of the masses. I don't care what the fuck it is. Being informed and letting every whim of every fucking tweet and post dictate your emotions, big difference. Big difference. All right? Don't let your guard down. Don't let your guard down. Your diet is not just what you eat. It's what you take in through your fucking eye holes and your ear holes. It's your community. It's your environment. It's pillar number one. It's pillar number one. Community. What are you watching? What are you listening to? Who the fuck are you associating with? And if you're associating with shit, guess how you're going to think? You're going to think like fucking shit. Frustrating. Frustrating how people think. Get out of the headlines. Get out of the headlines. Listen. Listen, listen, listen. You have to step back a little bit so you can process shit clearly. It's like being in a relationship. You don't really realize how negative it was in your life until you're out of it. And that's a prime example. That's a prime example. This whole thing right here that just happened, this is a prime example. Again, you start talking about health and then, I mean, yeah, but it's not this. Yeah, but it's not. It's like, whoa. Nothing is like anything else. I mean, you can name 1,000 different things. You can't enjoy freedoms if you're dead. You can't enjoy your life and be successful if you're sick. And the beautiful thing about this world is you don't have to agree. You don't have to. You don't have to. But people do not look at facts. It's disappointing. It's disappointing that people have let their emotions take over when it comes to everything, with social media, when it comes to social, politics, nutrition, fitness. It's all emotion. It's all emotion. You know, it's like that. I think the person was blocked or banned. Someone earlier, I saw it. Someone dropped a comment about me like wearing a flag, like the flag or something like that. about me, like, oh, because I'm wearing the flag, glad to see you wearing a flag that you don't support the blacks. Get the fuck out of my goddamn feed. Get the fuck out of my podcast. I wear a goddamn flag. That makes me a racist. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not saying anyone here watching thinks that. But anyone that might listen to this or might see this can go fuck themselves inside out, upside down, and backwards. So again, I'm not saying anyone here watching now was saying that, but I saw it before. It's intolerable. It's inexcusable. Completely different things. And that's the problem. Now, this is good stuff. This is good. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I don't care about 1500. Someone's like, don't upset Papa for 1500. I don't give a shit. It's another episode. Could be 1501. Tomorrow's going to be 1501. This could be 1499. Doesn't matter. It was just kind of fun every time you see the numbers change over. 15 hundo. It's cool. It's just one. This is just one. I mean, it'll be here tomorrow, 1501. That's it. That's the thing. Can't get too excited. Can't get too like, I mean, it's an episode. It's today. You know, people love to get offended. People are ready to get offended. People are ready to pop. People are frustrated. People are frustrated. Again, like I was saying, the reason why it's at its pinnacle is everything rolled into one. It's everything. This is what the problem is with social media. This is the problem with being exposed to so much stuff from people. You know, one of the things that was really interesting that I noticed right away when the quarantine started. So you guys saw that, like the daily shows and people like Trevor Noah and everyone that has like the evening shows and the Letterman type shows and Conan and stuff. Everyone's doing it at home. And it's very interesting because all those shows all of a sudden started looking really weird, right? All those shows really started looking really weird. It's like, oh, now that dude just has a YouTube channel, right? So I'm watching these shows and it's like, they're not that funny. They're not that good. Like I remember watching when I was cringing as fuck. It was just like, it's just different when there's no studio audience. It's different when there's no production. It just becomes some other person posting shit on YouTube. And it's just like the playing field has been so evened out due to this. And you realize it's a matter of staying your course, doing your shit, and being in the right place at the right time. Like, for example, we had the Swole fam. We have Swolenormous X. We have the whole thing. It's like, you might say like, okay, this is the perfect thing to have going for a pandemic. I didn't know the pandemic was going to happen. I didn't know there was going to be a quarantine and shit. I had no fucking idea. No one did. And maybe someone did. But it's, you know, it's doing your thing and doing your shit for the right reasons. And then when the stars align or when it's your time to be in the spotlight, you're already there. You know, you're an expert in your way and you have your thing, you have your craft, you have your hobby, your business. And when things pop and then the spotlight's on you, it's on you. But this whole thing, just like even the playing field in a big way. And celebrities, like celebrity has meant less than it ever has before, because all of a sudden, all these celebrities, these A-list celebrities were now grouped into all these people that are crushing it on TikTok and on YouTube and Instagram. You get lost in the noise, just another person, which they always were. But the veil was lifted a little bit. Maybe it was enough, maybe it wasn't. People are very eager to go back to their own lullabied ways. People are very eager to go back to their own habits. People are very eager to go back to believing and thinking about things the way they once were, when they were better, right? When things were so so simple and so wonderful. You know, are things objectively, are things worse? Are things worse today than they ever have been before? Have things been getting progressively worse in this world? Are things getting worse? Or is it the perception of things? Like, are things really getting worse? Like, what's really changed? I'm not saying in a good or a bad way, but what's changed? We had a quarantine, we had a virus, right? And all of a sudden now it's like, whoa. It's like, what the fuck happened, right? People been sucking down shit food, not exercising. We're in cages. We're being eye fucked with Netflix and the news and social media for a decade. Then we're kept inside. We're forced to stay inside. We had money, jobs, purpose, even family members just stripped away. Hope. Like, and then you have these, they have like the George Floyd and those things, tragedies, like horrific. I mean, people die in this, and people also die in this country every fucking day. No, again, I'm not saying that wasn't horrific. It's fucking disgusting. I think we all agree. But I mean, a lot of people fucking are suffering all the time. A lot of people have disease that's preventable. A lot of people don't have money. A lot of people are homeless. A lot of people are in fucking crippling medical debt. A lot of things need to improve. A lot of things need to get better. A lot of fucking people. There's a lot of shit. It's just very interesting how. It's very interesting. It's so obvious, the manipulation. It's very, 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 very obvious. The strings pulling. It's very obvious. Which is why most people should shut their fucking mouth and think objectively. But if you're clouded with shit food, if you're clouded with medication, if you're clouded with stress, if you're clouded with shitty community and a shitty environment, if you're clouded by just all these different fucking things that are just piled on, how can you think clearly? How can you blame people? How can you expect people to think rationally? How can you expect people to look at facts? And again, I don't have all the facts laid out, but if you listen to some real quality podcasts, you will learn that the facts do not show or do not warrant the reactions that are currently going on all levels when it comes to every fucking issue with the pandemic and everything, as they often aren't reflected properly with public outrage. Social media as destroying our ability to think coherently and objectively about facts. And this goes back to my fucking bullseye, which is fat acceptance, which is obesity, which is health, which is what we focus on. The 7 pillars obviously go a lot deeper than just those types of things, than just exercise. People don't like facts. They never have, or they haven't in a long time. And with social media, it's easier than ever to skew the facts and to portray them in a light that trigger emotions that can't get reined in very easily. And when you have momentum, it's really hard to bring rational thought into that mix. And there we have it. There's a quote on the wall over here, and the person that said it is unknown. I think it was overheard in a bar or something in Washington, D.C. And the quote is, and I'll end with this, and we'll give away the Swole card. The quote is this: "The truth is like poetry, and most people fucking hate poetry." The truth is like poetry, and most people fucking hate poetry. And that's as simple as it needs to be. Most people don't like the fucking truth. So they don't listen to the truth. They don't want to look at facts. They want to just react. It's easier. It's easier to react. It's easier to be loud and boisterous. And it's easier just to yell things and to actually have a coherent conversation and to look at objective facts. That's why the few and the loudest usually get the most publicity. All you have to be is loud enough. All you have to do is tweet more. All you have to do is post more. All you have to do is create a hashtag, and all of a sudden, boom, it catches fire, and then bam, who the fuck knows? Yeah, and everyone wants everyone to take a side. We had this before. You're on fat acceptance. You're either pro-fat or you're anti-fat. If you don't believe in fat acceptance, then you hate fat people. Right? It's like, get the fuck out of here. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And comparing the two, I'm comparing the concepts. You can compare that to what's going on with the riots. You compare that to what's going on with the virus. It's all about sides. Democrat, Republican, you're pro-fat, you're anti-fat, you believe in the virus, you don't believe in the virus, you think you should do this, you think it's always my side or your side, or you're on this line, you're on that line, you're on this team, you're on that team. Why? Right? Why? That's not how it works. That's not how it's just not. Things aren't that cut and dry. But one thing that could, or should I say, one thing that should unite people is what keeps people alive and healthy, and what you can do in your household, and what you can do right now to take care of your health, to take care of your mental wellness, to take care of your environment, to try to do better. You know, there's a lot of things that we can change and that we can improve on a personal level and on a social level and on a political level. There's a lot of improvements. I do think we can all agree on that. However, I think it's really rough and it's really hard to improve on any macro level if on an individual basis we are just destroying ourselves. With social media, we're destroying ourselves with garbage food. We're destroying ourselves with stress. We're destroying ourselves with lack of exercise. We're just destroying ourselves on an individual level. How can we come together in larger groups? How can we come together as a society? How can we agree on anything if we can't even agree on fucking taking care of our goddamn bodies? Swole card. Enough. Swole card. All right, let's give this swole card away. And I think that's enough for one day. What do you think? What do you think, fam? Drop in the comments down below. Good episode. Good stuff. No anger. Like, I'm fine. It just, it's one thing to, I just don't like misinterpretation. And if you do it in front of my face, I'm going to call you out on that bullshit. Make sure you set the record straight. Going deep. Going deep. That's right, Charity. Going deep. 15 hundo. Fire. Fire. What I do think is that let's do this. Let's do this. How about we step the fuck up? I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it as is. We're good. All right, Swole Card. Swole Card Party. Here we go. Swole Card. Let's do it. Where's the Swole Card at? Scrolling. There you go. There we go. Hey-o. Oh, Tibor, what up? Congratulations. How fitting. Very good. Congratulations, bro. First time caller, long time listener, first time caller. Congratulations, T-Bone. Congratulations on today's Swole Card 15 hundo. What a lovely fucking episode. Everyone say congratulations. Very nice. You woke Papa up. Congratulations, T-Bone. Congratulations. Very, very nice. Excellent. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Of course, Swole Card 15 hundo. How could you forget that one? How could you forget the number? 15 hundo. There you go. Congratulations. Hey-o. And send us the email and your mailing address in the body of the email. We'll get you out that one soon. Probably sending out another batch this week, tomorrow or Tuesday, something like that. So congratulations. Yeah, get a little Papa Swolio in there. Step the fuck up. Be about it. Epic episode. Epic. Congratulations, T. Oh, shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I swear that's never happened before. I swear. Yeah. So, what else we got here? What else? Congratulations. Send us that email. Thank you. And I want to just say thank you to everyone that has supported up to this point. For everyone that has been here every day, Swole fam people, Swole TV. Thank you for being here. And thank you for supporting Tibor. Okay. There you go. Everyone, all the love. Thank you to Papa for being a cutie pie. Thank you to the side beard action shot. Always looking good. Get very artistic, get very Papa Noir. And we went deep today. Didn't expect to go quite so much in that direction, but it needs to be said. You know, this is my fucking show, and I'm fine voicing my opinions. I really don't like going into that kind of shit, but what I hate more is just ignorance. I don't like ignorance. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. I don't like half-baked thoughts. And what I won't accept is someone coming into my fucking house and not taking off their shoes at the fucking door, if you catch my drift. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 15 hundo of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And of course, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, don't forget, accountability meeting inside Swolenormous X. We got some new releases. We'll talk some more shop and shit tomorrow. So be there. This will be live inside the Facebook group. So it won't be inside Swole TV. It will be uploaded later, but the live stream will be exclusively inside the private Facebook group. So make sure you head on in there for that. But of course, if you're on Swole Text, I will be texting you tonight and I'll be texting you tomorrow when we go live. So stay tuned for that. We can have some follow-up conversation in Swole Text. I'll hit you all up, but I'm going to get a pump on. And we'll keep on going. We'll keep on crushing it every fucking day. And it was a good episode. No hard feelings. I think we're all on the same page. I know we are. And at the same time, if we're not all on the same page, that's okay too. You don't have to be. But I think we can all agree on the 7 pillars that you got to focus on your community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and above all, 15 hundo, consistency. I'll see you tomorrow, fam. Peace, McGeese, deuce, magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stocks crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad.